Hi, welcome to the Movie Review channel. Before starting, support us by subscribing to the channel. Jason Statham goes on a bone-crunching quest in The Beekeeper. He plays a retired member of an elite espionage unit who springs back into action in David Ayer's latest It has long been a minor axiom of cinema that bees don't play. In 1978, Irwin Allen, then riding high as the king of disaster movies, The Poseidon Adventure in 1972, The Towering Inferno in 1974, made a stinger invasion movie called The Swarm that almost, but not quite, got him laughed out of Hollywood. Maverick misanthrope filmmaker Neil LaBute added a bee torture angle to his ill-advised 2006 remake of the cult horror item The Wicker Man, and all he and his leading man Nicolas Cage gained from it was a riotous "not the bees" meme. And when fans discuss the career highlights of Jerry Seinfeld, the 2007 animated comedy Bee Movie is rarely, if ever, mentioned. So in taking on a project called The Beekeeper, wherein the title character does in fact work with our pollinating apian friends, director David Ayer and stalwart action star Jason Statham can be said to be taking genuine artistic and business risks. But these film veterans are not foolhardy men. The bee action here is kept to a minimum. There are some close-ups of the creatures at work in the opening credits, culminating in a not-that-clever visual gag in which the slats on one of their brood boxes are arranged to resemble the pattern of the American flag. But mostly, the hive here functions as a metaphor. On a patch of land in rural Massachusetts, Statham's taciturn Adam Clay removes a hornet's nest from the barn that he rents from his neighbor Eloise, Felicia Rashad. "This place was crabgrass and weeds, and you brought it back to life," Eloise exclaims in one of many florid bits of dialogue that could have been lifted out of an early 70s Marvel comic. The screenwriter is Kurt Wimmer, who also gifted us with the 2009 Gerard Butler-Jamie Foxx face-off Law-Abiding Citizen. No sooner has Eloise invited Adam to a thank-you dinner than she's been scammed out of her life savings by snotty computer phishing artists working out of a Springfield office that looks like the trading floor in The Wolf of Wall Street redone as a psychedelic disco. Stealing from the elderly and vulnerable makes Clay plenty mad, so he does what anyone would do. He finds that office and blows up the whole building. Okay, anyone would not do that. But Clay is, as we learn, a beekeeper. Not just in the conventional sense, but in the sense of once belonging to an elite and more than top-secret espionage unit called, well, the Beekeepers. Turns out the top of the corporate chain Clay is yanking is occupied by a former CIA head, Jeremy Irons, who informs one of the several private armies that Clay is destined to destroy, that back in his day, there were programs even I wasn't privy to, like Beekeepers. Irons's character, Westwild, is charged by his own overlord, whose ultimate identity is one of the film's ostensible surprises, to protect Josh Hutcherson's puling whelp Derek, who oversaw the glib, spineless young scammer Mickey, David Witz, who fleeced poor Eloise. The most fun Ayer and Statham seem to have with this exercise is violently resolving resentments against Gen Z rotters. Given the aging demographic drawn to these kinds of pictures, that's not a bad use of screen time. Of course, one senses throughout the proceedings a desire to birth a new Statham franchise and infuse it with some John Wick-style pizzazz. Hence, we get a beekeeper assigned to SWAT Clay, who shows up wearing an electric pink overcoat and toting a postmodern Gatling gun on a flatbed truck. And at the end, the umpteenth crew of mercenaries assigned to take out our man, who's also being tracked by Eloise's FBI agent daughter, because of course Eloise has an FBI agent daughter, is dressed like a flock of juggalos with six-figure wardrobe budgets. Director Ayer, whose career took off when he wrote 2001's Training Day, has frequently attempted to create action movies that matter. The stressful 2014 World War II picture Fury, for one. This is absolutely not one of those. He tackles this assignment without much self-seriousness, but doesn't seem keen to embrace its silliness quotient either. And once Clay calculates that he may be obliged to become a queen slayer, silliness and bone-busting action are the director's only toys.